If you're looking to get into streaming, there are a lot of obstacles in the way, and the main one is the cost. In today's video, I'm going to show you a microphone that I personally think is one of the best options. And at the end of the video, I'm going to let you into a little secret. But firstly, in college, I studied audio engineering, and I've produced and mixed music.
Coming in and I might need struts, and I always get gas so I don't need runs. Pull up in a Elon Musk, backwoods smelling like musk.
And of course, I also stream and make videos, so hopefully I can provide you some insight on the topic of what you should be looking for in your first microphone. So firstly, you want to be looking at microphones that are one, built well, secondly, are cardioid microphones, i.e. they record the thing that's directly in front of them rather than recording room noise, and finally, you want to be looking at microphones that have built-in features, not features that require additional software. And the main reason I say this is because a lot of people out there won't really know how noise gates, compression, EQ, multiband compressors, all of that stuff works. So you want audio signals that you don't have to mess around with that much. So the microphone we're going to talk about in today's video is Venom's LED streaming microphone. At $49.99, which is in pounds, we have this. Now of course Venom are a channel sponsor, but I'm not going to let that sway my opinion. They did send me this microphone free of charge, but they have no say at all in how I review it, and I'm not contracted to make a video on this microphone at all. I genuinely think it's a really great microphone, and if I had something like this when I started, it would have made my life a lot easier. So let's start off with the features. This microphone is a USB-C microphone, so it works with pretty much everything. Phone, Windows, Mac, and pretty much anything else that has a USB-C port and picks up audio. It has a cardioid pattern, and what this essentially means is that the diaphragm on the microphone is sensitive and precise in the way it perceives audio. Simply put, it's tuned to pick up the audio directly in front of the microphone rather than picking up noise around the room, such as reverberations off walls and other background noise in the room. This generally makes for more crisp and direct audio quality. The mic has adjustable sensitivity and a built-in noise gate, which means you can chop out those breaths between words, which for this price range, having a feature like that built in is really awesome, and not many microphones, even on the high-end spectrum, have stuff like this built into them. This basically reduces the amount of post-processing that you have to do to the audio to make it sound clean, which when it comes to streaming is very important. Next, of course, we have RGB, which is important because, you know, hashtag gamer girl. You can choose between 5 different colors, and there's a mode where it automatically cycles between these colors. Next, we have the effects dial. Now this isn't something that I've really ever used even in streams, but it has a built-in echo effect, which I guess could be cool for certain effects during streams or maybe even during recordings. And then on top of the microphone, we have the handy mute button. So if your parents are going to walk in or someone's going to walk into the room, you can tap the mute button and it will immediately silence the audio. Next, we have an auxiliary port to make this microphone compatible with headsets. So rather than having spaghetti under the desk, you can have your headset connected directly into the microphone. And next, and this is not a feature I should be getting so excited about, but it has a 3-meter USB cable, which means it's actually usable. Over the past 10 years, I've probably bought 15 or so microphones, and all of them have come with 1-meter cables, which can be great, but for example, say if you want to move around the room a little bit, or for example in some of my videos where I record shots in different angles of the room, it's nice not to have to unplug everything or plug in a laptop somewhere else in the room just to record from that side of the room. It's a really useful feature. Now let's talk about build quality. So first of all, it is built well. It feels solid and it doesn't wobble around on the desk. And aesthetically, of course, it's very pleasing to look at. The tilt mechanism built into the microphone is nice and solid, and it secures well with the grub screws on the side. But now we need to talk about the downsides, and as with many things, there are some. Firstly, my desk is cheap, so it has a hollow, boxy sound to it. And the problem with this is that the sound travels through the base of the microphone stand, into the microphone, into the diaphragm, and although it's not loud, if I type whilst recording or touch my desk, it is audible through the desk itself. However, this can be fixed with a cheap mouse mat between the microphone and the desk to absorb some of that shock. Normally, this issue is resolved by using a boom arm, but unfortunately, this microphone isn't compatible with boom stands, so it has to be sat on your desk. There's probably ways to work around this. You could probably fix it with a hair grip or an elastic band, but I do think think it would have been nice if this came with like a boom arm adapter or something similar to that. Now let's do a sound test. Well, half of the audio that you've just listened to was recorded on the Venom microphone, and the other half was recorded on a microphone that cost 3 times the price, an Editor's Keys SL150. However, I made the same adjustments to both pieces of audio, which were a slight EQ to remove some of the low end rumble, and of course compression, as you should be using compression no matter what microphone you use when editing audio. Very basic and minute tweaks which most video recording software and audio editing software has in it. It's these little tweaks in audio editing software that make the most amount of difference when it comes to microphones and audio. For example, I edit using Final Cut Pro, and you can drag an EQ, drag a noise gate, and drag a compressor right into the timeline. And it's the same with most software out there. Usually there's some audio fixing techniques you can do. Now, there's a little secret to streaming audio that not many people talk about. We can talk all day about what microphones are the best for what price points, but what about the truth? The best microphone you can have is the one that you actually have on you. I think Venom's microphone is a great option for beginners, but don't let equipment be the reason you don't make videos. Of course, I spend a lot on audio and visual stuff, but 2 of my most viewed videos are the ones I made recording the audio on my phone. Overall, I really do recommend this microphone for beginners, especially for the features like the noise gate, the headphone port, and of course the built-in mute button. Very useful features. Having all of these features built into a microphone that costs less than £50 is honestly really impressive. Most of my videos in the past have been recorded on my Editor's Keys SL150, which has absolutely 0 of these features built into it and requires me to do a lot of post-processing. Now, if I didn't have this audio editing background, I would honestly be lost without Venom's microphone. Fortunately, I can use multiple different microphones and edit them so they roughly sound similar in certain capacities, but for most people out there, the Venom microphone is an all-in-one, one-stop shop when it comes to creating great audio for videos. Now, if you are interested in getting this microphone, if you're based in the UK, you can use the link down below and use the code CYBERBOY for free shipping. However, if you're not based in the UK, if you search for this microphone online in your nearest retailer in your nearest country, I'm fairly certain you'll be able to find it. Venom supply their microphones to loads of different distributors and high street stores all the way around the world, so definitely go and check them out. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Spin the cylinder, push it